Hi, we're here with a couple of our mentors for the Startup Weekend COVID-19. Andy, Steve, welcome. Glad to have you with us.
Thanks a lot, Rich.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, tell us why in the world did you take your whole weekend to come out and mentor at this event?
Well, Rich, I'll tell you what, I had so many over the years as being a business owner and entrepreneur, I had so many mentors along the way that kind of gave me that little push and believed in me that caused me to, take those steps. And right now, being able to give back and help some people with brilliant ideas and learn from these brilliant people, it's so amazing. It's a wonderful time to be alive right now, and being part of this is really cool.
No, I just texted him.
Gotcha. How about you, Andy?
I love Steve's, kind of aspirational response, but for me, I frankly had to get away from the kids because we've been in lockdown for 6 weeks. I just couldn't take it anymore. But more seriously, as someone who started a number of companies and works in my day job is building innovation ecosystems, I really, having participated in Startup Weekend, it was really kind of enticing to try digitally, right? This is kind of a whole different format. And obviously the threat of COVID-19 is something we live with every day. So I wanted to be part of this grand experiment. As we know, every new venture is a grand experiment. And it's good to be doing something positive on a weekend. I think some of us are down the dump sometime being locked down. So I really congratulate Startup Weekend and Techstars for making this happen.
Sure. So why don't you guys give us a little background on what you do, what you've done in your careers? You're both pretty seasoned.
That was a nice way to say we're old, Steve. Jeez, that's rough.
Well, let me just say this, Rich, that you know what? A lot of awful things are going on here, with this whole crisis. And I've been talking to a lot of business owners that are suffering. There's a lot of people. There's people dying. Healthcare workers are turning out to be just heroes. And there's a lot of uncertainty right now. A lot of uncertainty. And if being part of this weekend can really help solve a couple of things, move us closer as a society, as a community, a civilization, to how to handle these things in the future and how to bring people together, solve these issues. It's so well worth the time.
Right.
My day job is about evangelizing the power of innovation and entrepreneurship to make communities better. And there's no more important time than today with these challenges in front of us to flex that innovation and startup muscle. I think it's not, the minority of the world understands what building incredible new technology and products can do. And so I'm hopeful that we'll accomplish two things. One is come up with some clever new ideas that actually address real problems, and bring some teams together. I think the Startup Weekend really is about community, and it's interesting to build community in this digital way. I have a younger son who's a gamer, and I know he has community. I know Discord is kind of a game platform. So here we are working in this digital world, and I'm hopeful people are feeling that sense of community. And I know I could feel that in some of the teams I've checked in with. And then finally, I think it's educating the world at large to the incredible potential that this muscle has, and this type of perspective brings to solving problems like this. And I think not just in the short term, but as we work our way out of this economic, rut we've kind of dug ourselves into, I'm really hopeful that people will think of the startup community as a real foundation to move us forward.
Sure. Anything to add to that, Steve?
Well, I think a key point that you talked about, Andy, was, the muscle that's out there, because people are always looking for, who's going to solve these problems. And when they realize, what happens here, what happens when brilliant people get together, the startup world and entrepreneurs, we can make things happen really fast. And it's just amazing to see that what happens when people come together. I just want to reiterate that point.
Well, I was chatting with one of the other mentors in the Mentor Lounge, woman who works with the VC community. And, as someone who started a number of venture-backed companies myself, we know how hard it is to kind of get customers to take that sense of urgency
Right.
to move a product into market. And in some ways, the crisis does create a real driver for rapid adoption of, kind of new creative solutions that kind of hit the sweet spot. So there is kind of a, I guess maybe a silver lining around, invention and creativity and entrepreneurship today. So if you can kind of find that sweet spot, not only do you make a real difference in addressing these challenges, but you can create a scale business at a rate, that you never thought you could, whether that's, 3D printing, shields, or doing something around respirators. So you can, sprint like you never could before in these unusual circumstances. And I think that's an opportunity, once again, to showcase some of the things we can do as a startup community.
Awesome. I think of Startup Weekend as a way to really see the glimmer in people's eyes when they come to realize that they can make a difference, and watch them learn some of these skills about building a business that, some of us folks that have been around and have gone through it a number of times, watching other people go through those learnings, it's just an amazing experience. That's what I like to take out of this, is the growth that happens with individuals.
I think the last thing I would add is, not to make this political at all, but I think if we're holding our breath for, the mothership in Washington to solve all these problems, we could be greatly disappointed. So I think the sense of taking action, right, in responding and putting teams together and being resourceful is really, I have a lot more confidence in that approach, I think, than others. And this is a great demonstration of that. So I'm, once again, excited to be part of this.
Great. Well,
Totally
happy to
agree.
have you with us. And Steve, you got a parting thought?
Sure, I totally agree with that, and I think that when you see people have these aha moments, one of the aha moments for some people is that there are a lot of they realize that there's a lot of other people that can help them, maybe in building a team, that here's someone else that has another strength or knowledge or ability, skills that they can bring to the table that really helps connect the dots for them.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Startups are a team sport.
So thanks for being with us, guys. And for all you people who are watching, we appreciate your attention. And we'll leave you with that. Come back to the channel. We'll have more. And we'll see you now. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.